Welcome back. This is the morning show on ETV. Now, chicken dumping in South Africa is having a huge impact on the livelihoods of South African farmers and their employees. An organization that's raising awareness about this is the FairPlay movement. We're joined by the organization's François Baird to talk to us a little bit about what chicken dumping is and the work that they are doing to reverse its effects. François, welcome to the morning show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Now, for anyone who is unfamiliar, take us through what exactly chicken dumping is.
Chicken dumping is when the large producers sell chicken below either the cost of production in their own markets or below the price they sell it to their own consumers. And what it means is that, in the last couple of decades, chicken consumption has changed. So in the northern countries, Canada, US, Europe, they eat the breast meat, the white meat. The bits I like, which is the brown meat or the bone-in meat, the thighs and legs, they sit with tons and tons that they have to get rid of. And so instead of storing it or selling it, giving it away in their own markets, they take whatever they can get on international markets and then they bring it into a market like South Africa where they have very little constraint. And instead of selling it at a competitive price, they sell it below a competitive price. And what it does is the consumer doesn't really get the benefit because they sell it only slightly below the local consumer price, but they have fat margins and they keep forcing the local producers out of the market. And the people who suffer most are the small farmers and the people at the lowest end of the employment ladder.
So you've explained and touched on, how big and impactful this is on the local economy, especially because more than half of chicken in South Africa is imported from other countries. Talk to us more about the impact on local economy, especially the numbers, François, around job losses.
Well, we have seen South Africa's job and employment figures plummet, but part of it, of course, is the pandemic. But in the chicken industry, this first got our attention because we saw plants closing down. And we saw reports from the SA Poultry Association reporting that thousands of small black farmers have gone out of business in the chicken business. So they can no longer provide a chicken in Limpopo province because people go and buy this dumped product because it saves them in the short run a few cents. The problem is, in the long run, this is predatory trade, which is a new term that most of us don't know. I like to call it crocodile trade, because what they do is they eat the jobs, like they did in Ghana, where there is no chicken industry left after years of dumping. And do you know what happened to the price of chicken? It's now more expensive to buy chicken in Ghana than it is to buy steak in South Africa.
Unbelievable. So you've explained this huge impact, especially in a place like Ghana. Are there lessons that perhaps your organization, FairPlay, has learned that can filter through into the South African situation to avoid us having to go through what they did?
Indeed. We think, and we're very happy that the industry and the government has come together and said, let's create a chicken master plan. And, the importers were part of signing up for the chicken master plan. And the point about that is you need to grow your industry. You need to ensure that you have a market that keeps a level playing field. And this is where anti-dumping applications come in. The WTO, the World Trade Organization, they have a set of rules within which international traders must play. And that set of rules says if they don't play at a fair level, you can actually take action against them. So we are arguing that the application that's been brought to bring in anti-dumping levies, anti-dumping duties, which is not the same as a tariff. So it's not preventing imports. What it is is preventing dumping and punishing those who have dumped. And you know, over the last year, according to that report that at ITAC, the statutory body that's going to look and investigate this, it seems that over half of the bone in the brown chicken that's been brought into South Africa from these markets, 5 markets, are dumped products. So the dumping is pernicious and it's widespread. And the best way to stop that type of dumping is to bring in the kind of duties, the kind of inspections, and the kind of rigorous market rules that will keep them at a competitive level with the South African industry, which is highly competitive. The South African industry has been found to be among the 5 or 6 most competitive producing markets in the world every year by universities in Europe.
Well, Francois, we have unfortunately run out of time. Something I did want to touch on was how the consumer can support the work that the FairPlay movement does. But I suspect if you just do a simple Google search of the FairPlay movement, you can find out more information. François Baird, thank you very much for your time this morning. That's FairPlay Movement's François Baird joining us via Skype to unpack the adverse effects that chicken dumping is having on the local farmer. It is fascinating, it is overwhelming, and a little bit scary. We will be back after this short ad break with more on The Morning Show on E. Stay with us.